Now, let's take a look at your ears now with the 8th cranial nerve, the vestibulocochlear nerve. You recognize those two words, two separate nerves really, but they combine into one nerve originating in the inner ear, where they control both your balance, vestibular sense, and your hearing for the cochlear. Now, like I said, they both originate in the inner ear, and from there they travel through this bony channel inside of your skull called the internal acoustic meatus. Now, a meatus is another word for a sort of pathway inside of the body. So we have the internal acoustic meatus, and we of course also have the external acoustic meatus. That's the outside ear hole, if you will. So there's an inside ear hole and an outside ear hole, and these holes are separate. They're separated by a membrane, hearing apparatus, lots of things going on in the inner ear. So even if you took a Q-tip and tried poking inside your ear, you would not be able to reach the internal acoustic meatus or the brain for that matter. They are separate, so nothing to worry about there. Now, of course, the way the hearing works is we have the eardrum or the tympanic membrane, which vibrates in response to sound waves pushing up against it inside of the ear. These vibrations are channeled through tiny bones inside the middle ear, and they eventually reach the cochlea, which is a fluid-filled canal inside of the inner ear. Cochlea, interestingly enough, is the Greek word for snail, because the cochlea is shaped like a snail. And from there, these vibrations are converted to electrical impulses or signals that are then, like I said before, travels through the internal acoustic meatus and into the brainstem. Also inside of the inner ear we have semicircular canals and what are called otolith organs, and these have to do with the vestibular nerve. These sense body movement and head position and that sort of thing, and those signals travel through the vestibular nerve in the same canal, actually the same canal also as the facial nerve travel, so there is possibly some overlap in symptoms. So that's one of the reasons why it's important to go through an extensive and detailed battery of tests for all of the different cranial nerves, so that we really get the chance to distinguish different symptoms that you may be experiencing after your trauma. Now, another thing I do have to mention about the vestibulocochlear nerve is that unlike most other sensory nerves, this nerve consists of bipolar neurons. Now we also have monopolar and multipolar neurons, but these are bipolar, which means they have two processes extending from a single cell body. One process is called a dendrite, which means it's receiving sensory information, and the other is an axon, which means it transmits these signals as electrical impulses out the other end, and eventually to reach the brain, where everything is bound together to create this fascinating web of sensory input and allow us to experience the world. Now, all that being said, I think the first thing I want to do is just to take a look at your ears, and I'm just going to take a little light here and just examine your ears likely for infections or any blockages, okay? So I'm just inside here, your right ear. Okay, nothing to see there. That looks all good. Let me check the other side as well. So, just taking a close look here for here. Right this one. Block just any other foreign object, but block the external acoustic means here, but there does not seem to be anything. Okay, so you're all good in that department. So let me then ask you, have you been having or experiencing any changes in hearing lately? Hearing loss, anything of that sort? No, that's good. How about balance issues? Any headaches or nausea or dizziness, anything like that? Okay. Any pain in the ears? Tinnitus, ringing in the ears, anything like that? Nothing. Okay. Well, that all sounds excellent. So I want to do a couple of hearing tests, and the first one is very simple. I'm just going to be whispering some words into each of your ears, starting really close by and then getting further and further away, and just to see if you can still hear me. So just repeat after me the phrase, word, number you hear me say, okay? So I'll be getting quite close. Is that okay? Good. Okay. 1, 2, 4, 7, 41. Okay. That's fine. Let's do the other ear here. Okay, you ready? 13, 17, 21, 30, 61. Okay, that seems perfectly normal. Next, I want to try the same thing again, except this time add a distraction in the opposite ear. So I'll just be taking my fingers and just rubbing them like that next to your other ear, while also whispering in the same ear. So, same thing, just repeat what I say, okay? 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 9, 2, 6. Okay, that's good, excellent. Okay, let's try the other ear. So, you ready? Good. 8, 7, 5. was excellent. Now let's do a couple of tuning fork tests. These are called the Weber's and Rennes test. Okay, so the first test, the Weber's test, I'm gonna strike the tuning fork and place it just right there on your forehead. Okay, and it's gonna feel quite cold, but just focus on the sound and tell me whether you hear it more in the left ear, your left, your right, or centrally, or in the middle equally in both ears. Okay, so that's it. Just tell me where approximately you hear the sound. Okay, good. That more on the right, left, or in the middle? In the middle. Okay, that's good. I just want to do one more just for control, okay? Okay, so right, middle, left, in the middle. Okay, that's good. Now, what we're testing here is, of course, if there is any hearing loss, and also if there is any, if that hearing loss is conductive hearing loss or a sensory neural hearing loss, which is primarily what I'm interested in. Most types of conductive hearing loss are actually quite simply explained by blockages of the ear canal, mainly by earwax, which is very simple to remove, whereas sensory neural hearing loss are caused by, or can be caused by, nerve damage to the vestibulocochlear nerve. But, well, according to whether it's sensory neural or conductive, you're going to get different results and hear things differently in the right or left ear. But let's move on to the Rennes test, which is going to tell me a little more about any possible differences in hearing and damage to either the left or right cranial nerves. So the Rennes test, I'm going to again strike the tuning fork. I'm going to place it on the mastoid process, which is the bony ridge right there behind your ear. You're going to hear it through bone conduction, basically, where I place the base of the tuning fork at the bone. And when you can't hear it anymore, let me know. Just tell me I can't hear it, and then I'll move it from the mastoid process and in front of your ears. Okay? And at that point you should be able to hear it via air conduction, which is typically stronger than bone conduction. Yeah. Anyway, you don't need to know how it all works. Just tell me when you hear the sound and when you don't hear the sound. Okay? Excellent. Okay, so you're right, we're gonna do this ear first. Okay. Stopped. And how about now? Excellent. Okay. Now we're gonna do the other ear. I'm gonna place it on the bone. Just let me know when you can't hear it, okay? Stop. Now. Okay, good. Just tell me now. You can hear it. Okay, that was excellent. I'm going to repeat the test just for a control. So we're going to do your right ear again. You ready? Stopped. Okay. And now. That's it. Okay. Good. Gonna do your left ear again. Okay. Stopped. And now. Okay. Let me know when you can hear it. Excellent. Now, that was all of the tests that are necessary to perform to test your hearing today. The results all looked perfectly normal. But now let's try and test your vestibular sense of the vestibular nerve, shall we? So, can I ask you to just stand up for me? Just stand up straight. Just like that. Great. Now, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is called the Romberg test, where you'll just be standing straight up and put your feet together like that and close your eyes just like that, and then just stand still just like that. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Just for 30 seconds, so just a little while longer. Just 10 more seconds. Keep your eyes closed and your feet together. That's great. Okay, you can open your eyes again. Okay, so what that's testing is just your basic balance, and that's what we'll be testing in all these tests. Now, it's not that taxing and not hard at all. Although standing still the first, that was the easiest of them, I should say. Okay, so now if you've regained your balance, did you have any trouble keeping your balance during those 30 seconds with your eyes closed? No, that's good. Okay, try and close your eyes again. Okay, and this time try to march, like take steps in place. So don't walk forwards, don't walk backwards, just stay in place, but march in place, okay? Just like that. Keep your eyes closed, keep them closed. Keep them closed. Okay, that was excellent. Yes, you can open your eyes again. Okay, so we're gonna do one more test of a similar kind, the Fukuda stepping test. This time I'll be asking you to take one step in place and then turn 180 degrees. So turn your back to me, then take one step in place, turn again, one step, turn, one step, turn. One at a time until I tell you to stop. And just take your time. Don't go spinning around like a maniac, okay? Right, we don't want that. Okay, so again, just stand up straight, close your eyes. Okay, and take a step and turn around. Step, turn around. Very good. Step, turn around. Okay, step, turn around. Good. Step, turn around. Step, turn around. And the final one, step, turn around. Okay, and you can open your eyes again. Okay, that's good. So the reason I keep asking you to close your eyes is because, well, the visual sense, of course, also helps our body to, maintain awareness of well, the place we're in and the place our limbs and our body are in. But the vestibular nerve, by closing your eyes, we're testing the proprioception, the body's own self-awareness, if you will, of its position in space. Okay, so that's why we're trying to eliminate other senses. As you know, we've already tested the optic nerve. We know this working properly and well. Now we're testing the vestibular nerve, and the next thing we're going to do is called the past pointing test. Okay, I'm going to stretch out my arms like this. If you could stretch out your arms as well, just so that our fingers are touching right there. Okay, that's excellent. Okay, now you can keep your eyes open just for a second. Now raise your arms up like that. Okay, raise them up and bring them back down again so that our fingertips are touching. Okay, just like that. Very good. Okay, now close your eyes and do the same thing again. Okay, our fingertips are touching. Raise your arms. Okay, that's good. And bring them back down just to where, yes, that's right. Fingertips are touching. Okay, try it again. Raise your arms. That's good. And bring them back down to my fingers. That's excellent. Great. Proprioception. Okay, one more time. Raise your arms. And bring them back down again to my fingers. Like that. That's excellent. Okay, let's do it again. Keep your eyes closed. Raise your arm. And bring them back down again to my fingers. Just there, touching. That's great. Great sense of space. Let's do it one last time. Raise your arms. Keep your eyes closed. And back down my fingers. There we go. Excellent. Good job. You can open your eyes again. Okay, so there's just one more thing I want to try. Okay, and this is to test for Nystagmus, which is an involuntary jerking of the eyes and shifting focus. So I'm gonna place my hands on your face. Can I do that? Okay. And then I'm gonna grab like this, and then I'm gonna turn your head to one side quite quickly. Like that. And like that. It's not gonna hurt. Don't worry about that. I'm not gonna force your neck. Just gonna turn your head, okay? Don't resist me anything, just turn your head with my hands. But at the same time, I'm gonna be asking you to stare at me, stare at my nose, and keep your eyes focused on my nose, even while your head jerks to one side, okay? Okay, so I'm just gonna place my hands here, and then keep your gaze fixed on my nose while I jerk. There. Okay, it's good. And I'm just watching and observing your eyes while I do. Okay, 3, 2, 1. There, good. other side. And this time again. 3, 2, 1. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, other side. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Great. Maintaining fixed gaze there. That's excellent. Now, let me just make a note of that. So, we've been testing the cochlear nerve, the hearing, the Rennes, the Weber's tests, whisper test, and we've tested your balance with Romberg, pass pointing, and we tested for Nystagmus, and all of those tests revealed nothing wrong. So I'm pretty confident in saying that your vestibulocochlear nerve is working as it should be. So the internal acoustic meatus is free and clear for the nerve to travel through. Nothing impeding it, nothing stopping it, nothing poking at it on its way there into your lovely brain. Now, that will bid you farewell for now, and take care of yourself until next time.